Nice to see you too.
And tell me your name. I feel like did I meet both of you? I met both of you, didn't I?
Not me, but I think you met my brother John at Gasai Little Gift. He was speaking there.
That's right. Nice to see you both.
So we were just explaining about the live fundraising that should appear below. Basically, all the money raised there will go to either Gasai Global Gift, which is a center for children with special needs, where they'll receive workshops, therapies, and after-school activities, and or for charities who are currently having a hard time due to the coronavirus effects. So for the people who weren't there when I said it, I'm just going to give you a short presentation. We're interviewing Lana. Not necessary.
Okay.
But, you're an award-winning actress, correct me if I'm wrong, who has participated in more than 25 films and series. But, yeah, the most famous one basically is Once Upon a Time, but you've done, loads more.
I have. I've been in the industry for, probably 20 years now.
Wow.
Once Upon a Time, the series I'm most known for. Yes. Did you see it?
Mom let us watch a little bit of the first episode this morning. But she told us that tonight we're gonna watch a little bit more. So.
Oh, good. I think you'll really love it. It's great for kids and people. It's a little scary at times, and my character's a little scary. So, who you're meeting right now is very different than what you'll see on that screen.
Hope so. How is the quarantine going?
Well, thank you for asking. The quarantine has been a little bit of a roller coaster for many of us, I'm sure. But, it's actually been really incredible because I feel like I'm spending more time with my family, even though I'm not seeing them. And some who are living with their families are spending more time with their families, but just connecting with them via Zoom or, FaceTime or other things like that. It's been really nice to connect with them on that level. So it's been really wonderful. Lola, my dog, whom I'll show you her, a little passed out right now. This is Lola. She's over it.
We literally just got a dog a few weeks ago. He's turning 3 months old, and he's there. I love him.
Do you just love him? What kind of dog is he?
He's a golden retriever, but right now he's he's this big.
Oh, cute. What'd you name him?
Chulo.
Chulo, perfect.
Yeah. Turns out the way you name your dog, it's more or less how he's actually, because for example, he's always acting. Oh, look, he's here. He can. Wait.
Oh, he is a little chulo. Oh, yeah. He's so cute. Wait, say that. Wait, what? You name your dog?
It's basically similar to how he behaves, because he's always a little chulo, a little cool. If you say to him something that he doesn't want to hear, he's gonna give you a hard time.
Well, that makes sense because there's a song titled "What Lola Wants, Lola Gets." Whatever Lola wants, Lola gets. And I tell you, Lola gets whatever she wants. She is the most spoiled dog I've ever seen. But
more scientific proof.
Exactly.
So, how is the quarantine affecting your job? Maybe apart from the more basic things.
Well, it's taken a really big hit on the industry in Hollywood. People are trying to figure out how to get back to filming and being around one another and tell these stories of, like, people that are in close quarters all the time. So it's a bit challenging. I don't think they've quite figured it out yet. So Hollywood's taken a big hit and everything's shut down. But I feel that it's forced a lot of us creative people to find ways to be creative. And so I've been doing that quite a bit. And during this time, I started a fun clothing line. So that's one way I've been active and creative.
Yeah. I just want to say, basically we had a lot of fan questions, and some of them were about your line. And when we said that we were going to be interviewing you, our accounts went like on fire with tons of questions. So basically, it's mostly going to be that. Let me just say, we had a really hard time choosing from out of like all these cool questions. But of course, we couldn't say all of them, or else we'd be here till tomorrow, and then we'd end late.
Right. It gets off in an hour anyway.
Yeah. So, basically, what we did is we separated all the questions into different topics. Okay. I wrote a few questions myself, but then it turned out that one of your fans also asked the same question. So I just erased mine and wrote down what the person had sent. So we had a few fan questions about quarantine. Mm-hmm. So that's basically why I did this whole introduction. But here we go. Excuse me if I pronounce the names wrong. But Lord Palacios and Kindest Soul, Kindest Soul both asked, what would you say to a person that is having a very bad time during this quarantine?
Well, I would say that trust that you're not alone. A lot of people are struggling during the time. A lot of people are suffering from depression and getting really bored and not really sure what to do. And to know that this is normal and that it's okay. And I would actively try to find ways to keep yourself interested and busy in something to get your mind off of, the sadness around the quarantine and the loneliness that it's come with. So maybe you could go for a nice walk and look around, getting outside, and extroverting is really, really important. I would maybe watch a movie that makes you laugh. Call an old friend that you really love and who understands you, so you're not alone. And eat your favorite food, self. And
that cures everything.
Yeah, it does. Some ice cream or a cake, or cook something. Learn a new language. Play an instrument. There's so many ways to keep yourself occupied and busy, and the brain really needs that. So that's what I would advise.
Your fans told us that you were doing some meditation. How does that work? I tried it and I'm not all in.
That's okay. I think when I was your age, meditation was not on my agenda. So don't feel bad.
I don't really understand this. Sorry. How does it work?
So how it works is you get really quiet and you find a really quiet place to sit. It can be outside in your backyard or on your balcony or in your own bedroom, or a nice pleasant house in the room. A pleasant room in the house. And you could just sit there and you close your eyes and you take some long, deep breaths to relax first. And you just focus on your breath. And you can listen to the sounds in the room, listen to the sounds outside, but you desperately try not to get caught up with the thoughts in your head. And the way to do that is to focus on breath. And that's really, really helpful. And honestly, it's just like, how our bodies need a break and we need to sleep in order to recoup and regenerate and then feel better the next day. It's very similar. Meditation is a very similar thing for the brain. It's basically turning the brain off, calming your body down, quieting the mind, just taking some long, deep breaths. And it actually feels like a mini nap sometimes. Sometimes after a 20-minute meditation, you feel like you slept for 4 hours. So it's very effective. And also in doing so, there's a lot of visuals that can come with this. Sometimes people that are struggling with whatever issues that they have, or relationships or business relationships or career plans, whatever, things can be resolved in meditation. So a lot of imagery comes with meditation, and it can be very useful.
Well, I'll try that as soon as we're finished. But sincerely, I think that I've got like my head's like always like bum 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 here there now and
yeah.
I'm gonna have a hard time, but I'll try.
Okay. There's a really cool app that I think I don't know if it's happened globally, but it's called Headspace. And
my mom has that one. She showed it to me the other day. I was crying. I tried my best.
Yeah, I hear now that it's free for everybody. And usually there's like an annual fee or a monthly fee that we all have to pay when we download these apps. But I think Headspace is free right now, and they did that purposely to help people during this very difficult time. So it's worth it, and it's really useful. You can do 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and build your way up. And the person speaking, you can choose between a male voice or a female voice. They guide you through it, so it's a little bit easier. It's a good place to start.
Yeah, it's I've tried with it, and I think it's better than when I've tried like by myself.
Yeah.
So now with a fun question.
Okay.
Simple Rachel is wondering what you think Regina would be doing during this quarantine.
Oh gosh, probably just new clothing and new wardrobes. She's the evil queen always had these like elaborate costumes, and it was always so fun to see. And I remember in one episode we got to see her lair of her closet with all of her costumes and stuff, and it was just so fun. I feel like she would be spending a lot of time in there. I also think that she probably finding new ways to. This is actually more the answer. I think Lana would probably be creating more wardrobe, but I think she would be probably coming up with a new, like a vaccine of some kind, or some sort of way to end this pandemic and save people around the world who are sick and dying, and find some sort of preventative so we can put an end to this pandemic already. So I think that's what she would probably be doing in her potion dungeon. Yeah.
Well, then it's a pity she's not here. So I just wanted to thank everyone, because we already have 14 donations, and that's really amazing.
Thank you.
So thank you, everyone. You're really helping all the kids in Gasai Global Gift and all the other charities that are currently in need of help. And, well, my mom told me that last year you came to Marbella and you saw Gasai Global Gift. How was it?
I loved it. It's funny. I went down memory lane last night just so I can sort of, put myself back there to prepare for this morning. And I really was blown away by the work that the Global Gift Foundation is doing, and the Casa Global Gift. I just loved it. I met a lot of the children, and I had such a fun time with everybody. It was a beautiful location. I think I was taken through each of the rooms and all of what everyone's going to be doing, and how it's a facility to help these children in need. And I thought it was phenomenal. And I hope to go back. It's in Marbella, for those that, and it was really a special experience.
Well, basically, my brother, he needs speech, and right now, he's not being able to receive it because everything's shut down. Right. But soon they'll be able to do it via online and everything. But John's also gonna use Gasai Global Gift, and so let's just hope it opens soon, right? Yeah.
Great.
So
yeah.
I was investigating a bit about you, and I read in the Wikipedia that you have a scar on your upper lip, and that you got it when you intervened in a fight to help your cat when he was being attacked by a dog. Is that true?
This is true. I was 10 years old, and I was there. I was outside in the front yard, and my cat was there, and a dog came out of nowhere and attacked him, and I got in the middle of it, and I grabbed him and the dog, and I tried to separate them, and I guess in the process, I was the one who was most hurt. So I have a scar right here, and
who won?
Most of my life.
Who won?
Who won? I think it was even, because I won, even though I was hurt the most.
First place.
I break it up, right? I think the cat would have lost, although that cat was pretty tough.
Well, congratulations for your victory.
Yeah, it was a big Doberman that came and attacked us, so I felt it was a scary.
That was really brave of you. I wouldn't have been able to do that. I would have probably just say, "Daddy, somebody."
Well, it was my cat, and I loved him so much. Something happened to your pet that you love, you're gonna want to help it, but yeah, I don't know. There wasn't anyone around. I was the only one who could help him.
Well, congratulations.
I guess I'm a hero.
Yeah, Superwoman.
Exactly.
So I was wondering, now moving on to the more professional type of questions. So probably you've had to cry in some of the films or series you've acted in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you do it?
Well, there's a lot of different techniques in acting, and I've learned many of them, and sometimes I use some of these techniques. Often I like to focus on the character and situation that the character is in and what's happening to the character, and that in itself, and just following the story, really does move me emotionally. So sometimes if I just focus on that, it really helps. Just telling the character's story, there's a lot of emotions that come with that. So it's easy for me to feel emotional in that regard when I'm in the character, if that makes sense. And sometimes you have to think of really sad things. There's it's a little more sort of method, I guess, when people start thinking about sad experiences in their lives, when people sort of go back into that time, and it's Strasberg's way of acting, and I think that can be really useful, and I also think it can be very dangerous, because you can get stuck in your emotions and stuck in your own story, and then you're not telling the character story. So it just varies. It really depends on where we are with the character and what story I'm telling. So, and then sometimes you just put an onion up to your eye.
Yeah, I think with me, that's probably the only thing that works. Sometimes I don't even want to cry, but then Daddy's cutting onions in the kitchen, he's crying, and then I'm crying, and then everybody's crying.
Sometimes if I have onions in the kitchen and I'm just standing by them, I start crying. Onions are very effective, especially in crime scenes.
Yeah. They're not only delicious, but they're effective.
They are. They can turn on a great performance.
What has been the hardest casting for film or series that you've been at?
That I actually got the job?
Yeah. Or not. Whatever.
I would probably say Regina, the Evil Queen from Once Upon a Time, because it was the longest series of my career, and I had to tell that story, for 7 years. So there was a lot of challenges in that. How do I make every moment different? How do I, what have I done that I don't want to repeat? So there was a lot of sort of going back and looking at the evolution of the character, tracing her storyline, seeing, and then there was also a lot of back and forth. So that was a little bit challenging. And then I had to play opposite myself, meaning the Evil Queen versus Regina for season 6. And that came with a lot of different challenges. So, but it was also one of the most educational experiences of my career.
Well, then, I was just going to say that's great.
Thank you.
Great because it was very educational, and it's great because you got the job, and it was hard, and, well, basically.
Yeah.
Now we have a few fan questions about, now also related to your career. So, Lapix is wondering if you have any superstitions or rituals before you film.
Superstitions, not so much. I look at everything as a sign for sure. Like, say if a black cat crosses my path, I won't necessarily look at that as bad luck. I think that's just like, but it could be a sign. But I'll turn it into a positive to help me with a performance. What was the rest of the question?
Or do you have any superstitions or rituals before you film?
Oh, rituals. Rituals, yeah. I like to just, sit there and do like a relaxation or a breathing exercise. I like to hang over, which means like drop down and let my body hang a little bit and loosen my neck. And that really helps.
Well, I just wanted to repeat a thank you for donations because that's already 24, and that's really like amazing.
Oh my gosh! Oh, that's right. Even I saw it earlier, but then I forgot it was there. Thank you so much for your donations. This is amazing.
Thank you, everyone. That's amazing.
It really is.
It's a world record. I think this is the first time we've had that many. That's great. Oh my gosh,
I'm so blessed. Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching and donating.
Now, Parrilla Wishes wants to ask, what is the thing you look for in a script to consider it a good project?
I would say if the story is really great. If it's prevalent to our time and why are we telling this story, if I am moved by it and I care about the characters and I feel that, it's an important story to tell. So if I'm intrigued by it too, if I'm like captivated and I can't put it down. So I look for all of these, these signs that come with reading scripts.
I think that's really good. I don't know how to say it now.
Yeah.
What's the word? I got it on the tip of my tongue, but I can't say it.
I get what you mean.
Characteristics.
Yeah. It's sort of like how do you... So you have to look for those things. I've often read scripts where I'm like, I can't get through the first 10 pages. That's not a good sign.
Aaron Quigley wants to ask, do you have any projects coming up that you're able to tell us about?
Not at the moment, but I was working on a Broadway production, working and training for that. But now Broadway is shut down, and I don't know when it'll be up again. So it seems like that's on a big hold for now. I'm still trying to create my own projects, like a short that I'm directing. There's this movie that I'm a part of, but there's a few things that need to happen there. It's a romantic comedy, so we're like, well, we don't know what's going to happen in the industry. It's a romantic comedy, so it's kissing and hugging and
yeah.
going to look like.
That's going to be hard to tape.
Yeah. So everything's kind of like, being figured out right now, but there's really nothing to talk about just yet.
Well, I hope that everything opens up soon so you can continue your amazing work.
Thank you. Me too. For everyone.
This is Lana. Is wondering, what has been your favorite scene in Once Upon a Time?
Well, there's so many because I love all my scenes with Jared, who played Henry, and I love working with him. He was like my son on the show the whole time, and those moments with him were really wonderful. And I think anytime we had the first season was just wonderful. Any Snow White Evil Queen scenes I really loved because it's that that classic story. And anytime we got to play like some of those iconic scenes from the story that we know and from the movie that we've seen, those felt like really special moments.
Now, Jojo check on says, what was your first job before becoming an actress? And then, I'll tell you the second question later.
Okay, so I had many jobs before I became an actress. In fact, Amaury Nolasco, right? You know Amaury? So Amaury and I used to work at a place called the Conga Room. So he and I have known each other since we were 21 years old, old friends. And I was a waitress there, and he was a bartender. I was a cocktail waitress. And I worked at another restaurant where I was a cocktail waitress. I worked at for a catering company. I also worked for, I was a cigar girl at a bar. And a lot of these jobs, when you're in the industry, when you're like trying to get your break, you take a lot of these jobs too, because there's a lot of flexibility with, being a server and working in these industries. There's a lot of flexibility because a lot of this stuff happens at night. So you have your whole days open to go to auditions and go to classes and do things like that. So it was very convenient to take on a lot of waiting jobs so I could support my career. And then once I started working in the industry, I was 21 years old. I quit all those jobs, but I have to pay my rent and the car, and so
that was complicated.
It was a lot. I didn't sleep a lot, but I was younger, and so I could, I can handle not sleeping as much. But I also, my very, very first job, I worked at Blockbuster, which was a video store where you would go and rent movies, and you would rent them for 3 to 7 days, and you would watch these movies at home. And they don't have them anymore, but it was a lot of fun, and I learned a lot about film then. And I was 16 when I started working there. So I've been working for a long time.
I think that if I had like the slightest lack of sleep, I would be like in Spanish things over there. I can't they wouldn't be able to stand me.
It would be like
I'd be like locked up in my room and just like
can't be bothered. Leave the food by the car.
Yeah. And
we all need sleep. Our brain needs to, rest.
Yeah, well, Jojo Chekon also asks, do you have any hidden talents?
Well, I started doing a lot of martial arts, and that's something that I really, really love. I'm pretty good with music. I'm not a professional at playing any instrument per se, but I'm very musical. And when I was younger, I used to be able to play many songs on the piano. And I gave that up, and I also could play the guitar, but it's also, again, been a long time. I put that down. There's a lot of things that I was really into that I put down. And painting was one of them. I used to paint all the time. And I used to sketch and draw all the time. And I would say everything that I did was mostly like art related. And I know how to ride horses. So that's another
Wow.
So
we have horses like literally because they're like our backyard. There's like after the wall of the backyard, there's like a field of horses from somebody who lives like right in front of us. And sometimes we give them like carrots from between the bars. It's like, yeah. And there's like it's like a row of houses, and each one gives each horse a different name. So it's quite confusing because you hear somebody say nieve, you hear, and then the next one say Jose. The next one says I don't know, Peter. Each one has a different name for them. And it's crazy.
What did you name them?
We named them Snow. Well, because there's like white one, a brown one, and like a small black pony. We named the white one Snow, the pony Cole, and the brown one we haven't given him a name yet because he like literally just a few months ago he's new to the field. So we'll go ahead with the quick fire questions, which we do to all of our global gifters. Basically, you have to answer with the first thing that comes to mind, and that's it. With the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
What is your favorite word?
My favorite word is passion.
I think that's a really nice word. Usually we hear words like love. So, what is your least favorite word?
Ugly.
And what does it mean? Well, sorry. Were you going to say something? Sorry. What does it mean to be a global gifter in one word?
Honor.
Well, we're a global gifter. Would you mind saying you're a global gifter just for the record?
Yeah, no, I have my shirt upstairs. I don't know why I'm not in it. I
was just wondering if you could say that you're a global gifter just for the record if they do.
Oh, I'm sorry. I am a global gifter.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
What is the one thing you like the most to do at home?
Probably snuggle Lola.
Aww.
Yeah, I do. She's probably over me, but I love cuddling my dog.
If we try cuddling our dog, he's probably going to start like scratching us, but nipping our clothes. So I don't think that end well.
And I love cooking as well.
What sound or noise do you love?
Laughter.
And what sound or noise do you hate?
Screaming.
I think that the sound I like least is the neighbor's sound. Because I think everybody hates that sound.
I heard someone screaming the other day and it scared me. And it sounded like they were in need of help. And it always worries me because you can like, oh God, what's happening? And you don't know. And and then you want to help them, but you also don't know where they are.
Yeah, and then you don't know if they're just like playing or pretending or I don't know.
Yeah. I heard someone scream, help me! And I was like, and I was with two of my friends, and it was like we were walking up the street, and we literally went, we're here to help you! We're here to help you! And like, I don't know, all of a sudden it stopped. And then we were like, is someone arguing with the loved one? And they were having a moment, so we didn't really understand, but we never found them, and they stopped and they never yelled again. But it scared me, so that when I hear that, it's like, it's worrisome.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a tough one because I love food. I would say I'm really craving Italian right now, so I might say a meatball sub sandwich. Yeah. I love Italian. I'm half Italian and half Puerto Rican, so I love arroz con gandules, and I love meatballs, and I love spaghetti, and I love hamburgers. A hard one for me to answer.
Yeah. Do you think you're more of a sweet person or a salty person?
Ooh, I would go with sweet.
I think I like salty more. I don't know, almonds and all of that.
Yeah. I like
I'm
that.
with that.
I like a banana. I like apples. I like, I like chocolate.
What's the first thing you're going to do when we go back to normal life?
Oh gosh, I am going to hug my family as tight as I possibly can and kiss their faces.
And what is the most important thing we should be learning from this?
That we should never take anything for granted. That the luxuries in life, being able to go to a movie, being able to go to a baseball game or a soccer game or, a concert, these are beautiful gifts that the world has to offer, and that we should never take things for granted, and we should never take our relationships with the people that love us most for granted.
Definitely.
You never know what's going to happen and how long people are going to be around.
Yeah, so, life can take suddenly
Yeah, we've had some friends who've lost their parents because of the coronavirus, and it's tragic. And so, you don't realize, like, you should really take the time to tell people you love them as much as you can and how much you appreciate them.
I love you, Mom. What makes you smile?
What makes me smile? You both right now are making me smile.
Thank you.
I really do. I love children, and they always bring a big smile to my face. And I've had so many kids in my life, and they bring me a lot of joy. And also, what makes me smile is when I see people helping others, like all these people that are global, gifting right now. And these donations, it warms my heart to see how generous people are.
Thank you so much. We already have 32 donations.
I know. Incredible.
So, what's your dream for the world?
Peace. No wars. To end all wars. To everyone to fully accept people for who they are and not push their judgments or religions or perspectives onto others, and just respect everyone for their choices and their beliefs, and not to control and fix other people. I think that's something that I would like to see. And I guess really that all equals peace, love, and acceptance. And respect.
Yeah. So, wow, that's another donation. Thank you, everyone.
Oh my gosh.
I just want to say that everybody in Casa Global Gift or all these other charities that are currently having a hard time, they're going to have a less harder time thanks to you guys. So that's great. Now with some more fan questions. These ones are more personal. So lots of fans are wondering if after COVID you'll be in Netherlands, Barcelona, Russia, Paraguay, Argentina. Do you have any travel plans?
right now it seems like no one's traveling at all this year. And that's been very, very heartbreaking. One of my favorite things to do is travel and see the fans all over the world, go to these conventions and connect with them again. And it feels like there's a big hole in my heart right now because I haven't been able to see anybody this year. And so there's like an empty space. And I think the only thing I'm really going to do is probably drive to see my family. I was hoping to go to New York, but right now New York is a mess, so I won't be going there. So currently there are no travel plans. If I do anything, I'll probably get in my car and drive up north to Northern California, where it's so pretty, and enjoy Big Sur or Carmel and drive along the ocean. But other than that, I'm staying put.
We used to live in California, for example. Like,
did you
lived there for 4 years, almost 5, and then we went back to Spain.
Where did you live in California?
Irvine, next to LA. Well, close to LA, not next to. It's quite far. That's where we learned to speak English.
I understand. Did you know that I lived?
Yeah. When I was visiting, but you read that.
I lived in Granada for like 5 months.
Really?
But I was watching some of your interviews, and I was watching some of them, and I was like, I understand a lot of what they're saying. I understand.
Speaking of speaking Spanish, some fans were wondering if you could speak a little bit in Spanish. Could you?
No puedo hablar mucho porque no entiendo mucho, pero no hablo bien.
Oh, wow.
It's like my es como así, es no perfecto. Y tengo muchas complicadas.
Sí,
I have
no me sale la palabra tampoco.
Sí, con pasado y futuro. I'm like,
yeah, like tenses.
Yeah, I just don't remember. No recuerdo mucho.
Well, that's amazing.
So.
Well, that's really great.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. Well, Lana Parrilla, Brazil, I wanted to ask, who is the first person you want to hug when everything goes back to normal?
My mom. My mom. I want to kiss her face.
Mm-hmm.
I saw my aunt the other day, but it was very social distance, and I didn't want to get too close or hug her too tight. And I was a little bit nervous because they're older, you know. But I've actually been tested for COVID now 3 times because I just wanted to make sure, and I didn't want to I want to make sure that I didn't have anything that was negative in case I did come, close to anybody. And so I feel really good that I've been now diagnosed 3 times and it's been negative. But my mom, I still worry about because we all have asthma in the family, and I don't want anything to happen to her. So I've been keeping my distance, even though I did spend Mother's Day with her, but we were in the park with Lola and, with our masks on. So but I look forward to just hugging my mom.
Like right now we moved to phase 1, which basically means that we can see each other, but of course maintaining like our distances. And I think it's been really great to be able to see our family. So I hope you can be able to hug her soon.
Thank you. Me too. I'm actually going to see my nephew. He's coming soon, and I'm really excited to see him. So, but it's like that thing, because he's a kid, so I'm like, you could be, your immune system's so much stronger. So we're trying to be really cautious.
So Lana Parrilla wants to ask, what are the 3 things on your bucket list?
I want to go to Egypt. I've always wanted to go there. Is it places that I want to visit or things I want to do? I'd love to.
I think she's speaking in general.
Oh, okay. I want to go to. I'd like to live on a boat for a period of time on the sea, for even if it's just 2 weeks, with the option of being submerged and being in a submarine of some kind. Maybe like the bottom is glass and the top isn't, but I was just so fascinated by ocean life. And even though I have my scuba diving certificate, that's another thing, I guess it's another special skill. I love scuba diving, but I always wanted to be a marine biologist, not just an actor.
I love boats.
Yeah, too. I love the ocean, and I love being on the water, and there's just something so serene and calming about it. And I love like the fish in the ocean, and the world is interesting down there. I'd like to see more of it.
Bex G. Natty says that what's the funniest thing that's ever happened to you?
Oh gosh. Okay, I have a really funny story. Do you know who Bill Clinton is? Bill Clinton, our presidents. Bill Clinton. So I was working on a show called Boomtown, and he was coming to the studio where we all filmed, and somehow the producers set up a visit with him. And so I knew that we were meeting him that night, and everyone was taking a photo with him as a cast. And so I went home and got ready and started getting ready, and then my phone rings, and I answer, and it's Bill Clinton. And he's talking to me, and he's asking me all these questions, like, when are you going to get here? We're all waiting for you. I've been so excited to meet you. I love the show. I can't wait till you get here. Are you close by? I was like, oh my God. I was like, I thought we were meeting you in 30 minutes. I'll hurry up and I'll be there right away. So I get all my stuff together, and I'm rushing down there. And I get there, and I pull in, and I park the car, and I see my cast, and I'm like, you guys wouldn't believe what just happened. And I tell them that Clinton called and everything that he said, and they all start laughing at me. And I'm like, what's going on? They're like, and I said, what are you laughing at? And then my co-star, Gary Basaraba, starts doing his Bill Clinton impersonation. And I was like, you bugger!
Oh my goodness.
Got me. He really, really got me. And everyone, the whole cast thought it was the most funniest thing. And he did such a great Bill impersonator. He was such a great Bill impersonator. I've never heard impersonation like that before. I was totally convinced that it was Bill Clinton who called me. And it was not. He had probably never even seen our show, but we did get to take a picture with him. And of course, he didn't recognize any of us. So it was a big, big joke on Lana.
Well, I sincerely, if they did that to me, I would never talk to them again. I'd be like,
you're like, you know what?
Walk away.
Longer friends. Yeah, he got me. And all the guys were in on it. I was like, oh, of course. It's really funny.
Buddy Your Goddess and XX Millie XX and Regina Geller, all through.
That's impossible. Never answer that question. My all-time favorite song. Huh. I don't even know. I mean,
I have like a terrible time trying. They ask me that, and I'm like,
so difficult. I would say there's, if I pick the one I had with my father, then I feel like I'm not being fair to my mom. If I pick the one I have with my mom, I'm not being fair to my father. One of my, Joni Mitchell and Marvin Gaye and Bob Marley, they're all so prolific and beautiful. I can't answer that. I don't have a favorite song. I have many, many favorite songs that I love. And all those artists that I just named are three of my favorite artists. How's that for an answer?
That's perfect. I would probably have to say the same because my mom and dad like completely different types of music. And then, like, the same with each one, they have, like, the specific song, and it's like...
I share a Stevie Wonder song with my dad. I share a Elton John song with my mom. And then there's, like, all these memories around Marvin Gaye and Fleetwood Mac and Rolling Stones. I'm like, I don't
know. Miss Denwick and Riazana... Anna and Lana's Feather ask, what inspires you most?
I guess when I see people being creative and I see projects coming into fruition, and that inspires me because I go, you know what? People are doing it. I can do it too. And I think a lot of people feel like, oh, I can never do that. How could I do it? I can never do what they're doing. And anytime I watch like great performances or a great dancer perform, or, it's like, it inspires me. It makes me want to like, wait a second, maybe I can learn the piano. Maybe I can learn how to sing. Maybe I could do that. So when I see great performances or people doing things that interest me, it elevates me. I rise to the occasion and challenge myself to see if I could do the same thing or, create something different. But that's something that's creative. I love being creative. I'm an artist. So, but I'm also like, after this, last night, after watching a lot of your interviews, I thought, I really need to get back to my Spanish. So you inspired me when I was watching your interviews.
I'm an inspiration. Yay.
Absolute inspiration. Beyond, both of you are. Being here, doing these interviews, it's incredible.
Oh, thank you. And I just want to say that I checked, I'm looking at the donation thing, my mind's blown. There's already 48 donations.
Oh my gosh.
That's amazing.
That is amazing. Thank you all so much.
And I think I saw a comment before that said that they can't donate. I'm not sure, but I think it's because you have to either reload the app, actualize it. I think it could be that, but I don't know. I think it's that. Well,
yeah.
We have.
If they can't, is there another place where they can donate?
Yes, I was gonna say that at the end, but of course there's there's a link in our bio where you can visit our website, or you could go to www.casaglobalgift.org or globalgiftfoundation.org, and basically that's it.
Sorry,
thank you, everyone. If you donated or if you want to help, that's really amazing. Now, we have this other question. Well, that's not a question, but Il Chocolato de Remos is telling us that it's her birthday, and she's wondering if you could say happy birthday, Tatiana.
Happy birthday, Tatiana. Hope you're having a beautiful
day. Well, last two fan questions. We have Regina Geller and Black Flowers is wondering what's your personal favorite item from the Regal Boutique. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to say these last two questions are in relation to keep it regal.
Oh, you mean what? I'm sorry. What are
What's your favorite item from the Regal Boutique?
Oh, well, actually, a couple of things. It's funny because I actually had some here in case you were going to ask about it. I was like, well, I can.
Read our minds.
One of my favorite things is this hoodie. I think the hoodies are really, really comfortable and so fun. And they're super like flashy and fun. Cool. This is a bandana. And I fold it a certain way. Everyone knows I like to wear these little scarves. But it's like a cute little stylish, accessory. And those are probably like these, and the masks I wear every day. I don't have one here right now, but it's on the website, keepitregal.net, so you can go there and you can look at the masks. But there's some really cool stuff, and I'm going to be releasing some new hats today, some new colors. I'll be posting.
Do you ship to Spain? Do you ship to Spain?
Yeah, we ship to Spain.
We're going to order some t-shirts.
We have youth sizes. We have youth t-shirts and hoodies. And we have, this is fun, we have these fun hats that I'm going to show today. So we have these pink hats, we have these white hats, and they come in all different, there's like the snapbacks, and then they also have these like other sort of like sporty kind of hats, you see? So we can, you can check out the site and see what there's some really cute hoodies for you and your brother, both of you. You'll love it.
We'll check it. Definitely. And so is my mom. My mom's like, me too.
Okay. You. It might take a little bit to get to you, so I ask everyone to please be patient with the international, sales and stuff, because it just takes a minute with all this stuff that's going on. But.
I'm sorry, everyone, if we couldn't get all of your questions. But like I said before, there were like tons of them, and so we did as many as we could. So thank you so much for being here. Yeah, it's been amazing. It's been like an absolute pleasure.
Likewise, it's absolute joy. Thank you so much.
We got 57 donations, and that's literally amazing. So thank you everyone so much. Remember, you can always help through the link in the bio or checking our website, or you can put a sticker in your stories, which is like the donation button. And if you pick Global Gift Foundation, that would help a lot.